Oh, hello there, and welcome to another rental car rally. Today, I don't know if you know what that is, but that's a Bolt EV, and I have a experiment I'm going to do with the Bolt EV because I believe that there's something that's being overlooked about this electric vehicle. Not only that it has more range than any other electric vehicle you can get for under $40,000, but its regen capabilities, I think, are probably some of the best out of any electric vehicle, especially at this price point. It has been surprising to me. I've been driving it a lot, doing some of the work I do, and have been pretty amazed by how well and efficiently it can regen. So what I've done is I've used the Maven service, which, if you don't know what the Maven service is, it's an app rental car service that GM, I believe, owns or runs. It's mostly GM cars, Cadillac, mostly sedans. They have SUVs also, but they also have the Bolt EV. They have a Volt also, the Volt with the V, and this is the Bolt EV, as you can see right there on the fender. But yeah, so I use the service. The closest place, so my experiment is I'm going to, if you know what Angeles, if you're anywhere familiar with the LA area and you know Angeles Crest Freeway, it's the 2, and it starts at the bottom of, let's say, Northwest Pasadena, and then it goes up, and you can go all the way to Palmdale on this road, and it's a windy road. It's I mean, countless features of cars are filmed up here, and commercials and stuff like that. So I'm gonna drive in. There's a restaurant, kind of like, not halfway, I guess halfway would be there's a tunnel up there, but a little bit before that there's a place called Newcomb's Ranch. It's pretty famous for a place, but you can eat there and stuff. So my question is, can you get your trip to lunch for free? If not, even get a little bit paid for. If you got range back, you would get a little bit paid. So I'm gonna go up there, and of course, where electric cars are horrible is going up things and having to disperse all the electricity, but coming down is going to regen. So starting here at you can see the Angeles Crest sign over there. That, to me, is the official starting point of the Angeles Crest Forest, which is the start of the 2. I think there's another turn out of there, but we're going to start it here. I think, you know, we're we're high up, but we're still pretty low. Anyway, let's do a little bit talking about the car. Of what we're using, and kind of, in case you're not familiar with it. So 238-mile range. I've unplugged it in using this vehicle, not this specific one, but other ones, and have seen as high a number as 270. There's 2 trim levels, LT and Premier. This is the Premier, as you can tell by the wheels. The wheel is essentially the same, but this one in the Premier has a black inlay with a machined face to it. The LT gets it's really noisy over here. I apologize for all the traffic, but I guess people going to work and doing things, whatever. But the LT has a silver painted wheel. There's also, on the Premier, there's a turn signal in the side view mirror. On the LT, there's not, and also the roof rails, so that you can put a roof rack or whatever. But it's a surprisingly spacious car inside. It doesn't look it from the outside. It looks pretty small, but as you can see, because of the flat battery tray, it's a pretty spacious interior. This is the 2-tone leather. That's another thing with the Premier, you can get leather, and that's the 2-tone leather. That's the front. The rental comes with a cable, so you can use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's kind of fastened to the center console there, so you can't walk away with it. There's also a charge point card up here in the visor, in the fuel. There's a little thing up here, and there's a charge point card in there, so you can use it. They also give you a little tips on how to enjoy your Bolt EV, finding charging stations, shifter, how to use a shifter. That's a shift by wire shifter, so that's kind of difficult, I guess, for some people. Goes over, you know, how to work this thing. It's a little bit different than driving a regular car, especially in the kind of the 1 pedal mode. The other thing with the Premier, you get the Bose This one doesn't have, I believe it only has driver confidence 1 package. There's also driver confidence 2. But this is the back, LED tail lights. Pretty spacious back here. This comes up. That's pretty nice. Lots of space. I mean, seats fold flat, 60/40 split. There's 2 rearview mirrors, as I will show you when we get in it. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. This is the charge point, and as you can see, DC fast charging, that's what these 2 ports are for. For all those people out there trying to say that a level 2 is level 3, it's not. Level 2 is just this. Level 3 is all of this. So all them people out there, I won't mention names or anything. Front of the car with the black, you get the gray grille. It would be cool if you could get the black with the black grille, because if you get the silver, you can get the black grille, or it comes with the black grille. I don't know how they decided that, but I think it would be cool if you get the black with the black grille. So, but anyway, it's not up to me. Yeah, so that's a little walk around. Of course, push button entry, stuff like that. Let's go inside here. Maybe get away from that noise. Turn the vehicle on here. Basic power button. Nice little screen there. You can see your range over here, and then if you drive nicely, you can get 230. If you drive like an idiot, you'll get 159. So you've got a nice, peaceful electric music, serenity music here. You also have display over here on the right, which this is in the technical setup. This is the one I like. There's 3 different ones, but this is the technical. I won't go through them all, but so you've got your electricity you're spending now. So we've got 1 kilowatt being used just to power the vehicle on. As it regens, you'll see green go down here. It'll show you how much you're regenning. I've gotten up to 70 kilowatts of regen, you know, from speed, and then hitting, there's a paddle also on the back left of the steering wheel. And then when you disperse electricity, it'll go yellow up here, so you know how much you're spending. I've actually been accelerating a few miles per hour, and it's been regenning. So it's kind of, I don't know how that works, but I'm not that don't know that much about electrical stuff to know like why you would be accelerating and regenning. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That blows my mind. 10.2 inch screen here. Apple CarPlay, you know, it puts a, you know, with the projection, you can see that projection that people are sometimes confused with what that means. That changes to Apple CarPlay when you plug your Apple phone in, and Android Auto when you plug your Android phone in. And then there's an energy screen that goes over like your flow and some other charging and other information about how you're driving, and you can see it gives you a little score there if you want to rate yourself. And I've gotten up to a positive 3.0. This is also your what you're using your electricity for, how much you're using, and the distance you've traveled. So you can kind of keep track of all that to kind of see how you're driving and adjust accordingly. Let's see. So regen, okay. Let's go over this because this is why I'm doing this video. So the regen of this vehicle, let's turn this down. So the regen of this vehicle. So it will regen if you take your foot off the accelerator. We're not going to call it the gas pedal because there's no gas. But if you take your foot off the accelerator pedal in this vehicle, it will start to regen because there's no real coast in an electric. It's either dispersing power or it's getting power back. So it's, as soon as you take your foot off the accelerator pedal, it's regenning. Now that's like, we'll call that level 1, and then as you add the brakes, you'll see the level of regen get more intense pretty much. So that's like level 1. That's just basic. You know, that's going to do it all the time, whether you tell it to do it or not. Then, to go level 2 regen, what I'm going to call level 2, so that we can kind of classify this here. You go into, push this button. Now you're in drive. So you can see red drive there. Now if I click it back one time, it goes into L. That's level 2 regen, and that's where, when you're driving around the city, you want to be level 2 regen, L. And they couldn't call it regen mode because obviously you have reverse. So you can't call it an R because that would be confusing. You can't call R2 because if people are like, reverse 2, like I got 2 gears of reverse. So they called it L. I think L was the bad choice because in a conventional automatic transmission, L is the low gear. Well, there's no gears here and there's no conventional transmission because it's electric. There's one speed. So I think they should have called it something different. That's my own personal opinion. But L is regen mode times 2. And then we have regen mode. We want maximum regen. We can hit the paddle on the back. Let's see if we can get a little shot here. The paddle here that you can hit. And then that is like a handbrake almost. That'll regen you down. So you can be L and do that and get maximum, or you could just be out of the L and do that. In case you're on the freeway, you start to see people slow down, you hit that. That's pretty, so you can get lots of regen. I'm talking a lot of regen. And enough to give you miles back. Like I've done 12-mile trips and only used 6 miles of range. That's how crazy that is. Now, another little kind of cool thing about this vehicle is when you flip this, you got a camera. A wide, high-definition camera. I mean, you could see that's like you're watching the traffic that just went by, like a damn TV screen right there. That's pretty cool. Now, it's kind of difficult to get used to because you're essentially taking the point at which you're looking, which most of the time when you're looking through the mirror, it's like your eyes are right here and you're moving into the back. So it's kind of tricky. But when you're on the freeway, I find it the best because you can see all the way across all the lanes of traffic. And that's, I think, where that... that's where it works best. So now, okay, we're done with all that talking about the vehicle. Maybe I'll do a little section. Well, I might do while I'm driving. I might do a little thing because I do think it drives really well, especially on roads like this because all the weight's down low and stuff like that. I do think its limiting factor, though, I will say, are the tires. Just to put that out there, as far as grip goes. But okay, so right now we're starting at this point, which is, I don't know if you can see that mile marker there, but it's 2LA2704. And we're at 195 miles of range. And the car has 542 miles of total mileage on the car. So, and it's, as you can see right there, 810. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start here, and I'm gonna go up to Newcomb's Ranch, which it is saying, actually, damn it, I gotta plug my phone in. Let's see, well, it's saying on my phone, because this is still the directions here, that I'm going to arrive at 8:45, and it's 34 minutes and 23.8 miles. So 23.8 miles from here to Newcomb's Ranch. I'll do another little update when I get there. But essentially, yeah, that's it. And we're going to see if we can go there and come back and not use any range. I don't know if it's possible, but we will see. All right, tune back in. Stay, don't go away. All right. Well, okay. Here we are, Newcomb's Ranch. You can see there's a sign, so you know I'm not lying here. You can see, you can look around. If you know what Newcomb's Ranch looks like, you can see it's a Wednesday, so, or yeah, it's Wednesday, so there's like nobody here. But anyway, let's go over the numbers here. So we started with 542 miles on the odometer. We now have 566. We started with 195 miles of range. We now have 133. So as you can see, the range, because we're climbing an elevation, so the range, obviously we've used 3 times almost as much range than we went miles. Now we did gain a couple miles back at a few points, but then we dispersed it. Plus I was driving quite enthusiastically. So now the question is going to be, because we were gaining in elevation mostly, now when we flip it, are we going to gain that 3 times? Are we going to, my goal out of this whole thing is to break even. I would like to see if we could break even, you know, or if it takes 24 miles to get here, I'd like to, you know, maybe use half of that. Let's, you know, maybe we should be realistic now knowing. But, so I will try to drive as enthusiastic as I can on the way back so I don't skew the results in any way. But as you can see, those are the numbers. We are here, it's now 9:08. I think we started at 8:10, so it's about an hour. I did stop along the way, I took some pictures and whatever. So, but yeah, as you can see, those are the numbers. Now we're gonna start down. I was gonna eat lunch here. It's only 9 o'clock. I'm not really hungry for lunch, so I think I'm gonna bypass that. But so we're gonna start going on the way down, and I will give an update when I get all the way to the bottom. All right, see you guys there. This is rough. It's rough. It's rough. We're at 178. We need to get to 195. We're almost there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's tough trying to be green. It really is. It really is tough. All right. So we made it. I overshot it a little bit because there was a car behind me, but we are right down, pretty much past that turn up there is where I pulled off to start the video. All right. So we started with 542 miles. The car now has 590 miles on it. So that's what, 48 miles. It's 24 miles there, 24 miles back. So pretty close. And we started with 195 miles of range, and now we have 184. So you can see that we went 48 miles, but we only used 10 miles of range. So I didn't get it back. I didn't break even. I didn't get back all that I wanted, but we did use a lot less range than for distance we traveled, which I think is a sign of really how efficient it is. Now, I did have to focus on Regen on the way down very heavily because I just couldn't get it in the Regen range trying to go the speeds I kind of wanted to go. So I did, but I did go really fast up. So I blew through a lot of range probably that I didn't need to. Plus I wasn't behind anybody going up. And so I think I used a lot more electricity than I normally would have because I was driving much faster. But so you can see, I mean, that is how efficient this Regen system is that it's at 184 miles of range. So I guess at the end of this, I'm pretty happy with the result. And you know, it's all for science, of course, because you gotta do, somebody's got to do it, right? So it had to be me. All right, so well, thanks for watching the video, and on to the next one. All right, I might not have gotten the range at the spot that I started from that I wanted, but when I got to the very bottom before getting on the freeway here, look at that, 195. Yeah, getting that Regen.